The memory that sticks out most is the first time you walk out onto the stage and you glimpse the crowd stretching the length of the National Mall. In our case, it went all the way to the Lincoln Memorial. It was spectacular because although it was freezing cold, it was a bright day, a sparkling day. People were hoisting flags that shimmered almost like waves of water. You feel this great weight, the sense of responsibility that's being passed on to you. I remember seeing John Lewis on the stage that day, somebody who had been a lifelong hero of mine, who had led the march in Edmund Pettus Bridge, almost died being beaten for his convictions. I told him, as we hugged, John, I'm here because of you. This day is yours too. I thought it was important to be as clear-eyed and honest with the American people as possible about the size and the scope of the challenges that we faced.
Today, I say to you that the challenges we face are real. They are serious and they are many. But know this, America, they will be met.
This was not about me. This was about all the people who had put their faith in us. And that's what I was thinking about for most of that morning, all the work that lay ahead. It would take some time and effort to meet those challenges. But I wanted them to know that we would meet them, that together we could move this country forward and hand it off in better shape than we found it. I loved the parade. Now, admittedly, it was cold that day, so I felt for all these folks who had come from every state in the Union. But you could see the pride that they had, folks representing NASA and astronauts, and you had Tuskegee Airmen, elderly gentlemen who had served our country with extraordinary pride. It was a reminder of how wonderfully diverse this democracy is. Dancing with Michelle at the first inaugural ball, that was pretty special. Michelle looked spectacular. Beyonce sang "At Last," as only she could do. That was a highlight. And I was moved by the sight of President and Mrs. Bush climbing the stairs to Marine One, turning to wave one last time, because that was a powerful symbol of our peaceful transfer of power. You run your leg of the race and then you pass on the baton. They could not have been more gracious in the months leading up to my inauguration. And seeing them, it was also a reminder for me that I was going to be a temporary occupant in the Oval Office. That's a humbling moment. That's a useful moment. The peaceful transfer of power, that's the hallmark of our democracy. We set an example that other nations could look to for hundreds of years. In times of war, in times of turmoil, even in a pandemic, America is an idea that endures no matter who's been chosen to lead it for a given time. That's vital. I could not be prouder of my brother Joe Biden, who served as vice president as well as any vice president ever has. He knows his way around the White House. He knows the issues. He has a heart that is huge and cares about all Americans, including those who didn't vote for him. He's put a great team together. And Vice President-elect Kamala Harris is going to be an extraordinary partner, not just because she is breaking down barriers, but because she's just a great and experienced public servant. We are going to have to be determined to overcome the big challenges that we face right now. And nobody understands that better than President Biden. He's walking into a series of challenges that no president has ever faced. I think Inauguration Day, it has to be that moment when we rise above our factionalism and our partisanship, and we understand there's this larger project, this larger experiment in self-government. This democracy is an extraordinary gift. Those principles, those transcendent principles, are ones that we can all embrace, particularly on this day.